Step 3, a healthy diet. Now when I say this, I really realise that everybody has a different opinion of what a healthy diet is. Yeah? We all have a different version. And what's my version? I want to share some of that really. I've talked about calories, etc. My theory on it is keep it simple. Because whatever plan you go on, it's one that really is a life plan. Because if you go on something that is a short-term plan for you, that you don't think is a long-term solution, then it's only going to be a short-term solution and short-term results for you. So keep it super simple. And what do I say? Well, I say avoid a lot of the processed foods and drinks. Eat real food. That is basically anything that you would pick from the ground, off the tree, catch in the water or catch in a field. Anything else is generally put in a box and processed, which is probably 80% of the supermarkets is processed foods. And guess what? Human beings haven't had to deal with processed foods for a very long time. It's only in more recent times. The more we go back to eating how we're genetically made to eat, the better health we'll have, and the more results we'll see when it comes to weight reduction. And that's simple.
Well, I've been on a diet probably all of my life, literally, until I met Ashley.
Okay.
And in the last year, I've lost 3.5 stone through doing exactly that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And working out with him.
And looking fab for it as well. So
Thank
the energy, you can see you've got lots of vitality and energy.
Thank you. But this is the first time that I've truly understood what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is
Yeah,
true, Jim.
understand.
It's the first time I've truly understood it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And it's a long-term plan. It's daily choices. It's making the right choices on a daily basis. Does it mean never having any of the other stuff? No. It just means the daily habits are right. And once a week, or whatever it is, you know, you can have a bit of what we fancy, because it maybe is unhealthy to be too healthy. Before you think, he's kind of some weird guy that's too healthy. Avoid the sugary and starchy carbs in your diet. Literally, the bread, the pasta, the cereals, the rices, even potatoes to a certain extent, are the things that sit themselves right round our middles, particularly at these love handles that people don't tend to love. Carbohydrates, starchy carbohydrates and sugary carbohydrates sit themselves here.
And dry white wine.
Alcohol counts, thank you for sharing that and reminding us. Alcohol's a big killer with body weight. So what I get my clients to do is, after they've cleansed for 4 weeks, is eliminate those things for 4 weeks. The pasta, the bread, the cereals, the potatoes, the rice. People go, I'll be hungry, that fills me up. It literally fills people up, it bloats them in a lot of cases, and it makes it really difficult for people to lose body weight. And yeah, maybe for those 4 weeks they can have what I call a cheat meal. Once a week, have whatever they want. But what happens is when people do this, they actually really become in touch with what that food is doing to them and how they feel. And when they have it again, it's like, oh, actually I feel more tired from having that, more bloated. That doesn't agree with me. If it doesn't agree with you, best not have it. So have a cheat meal. Eat regularly 3 meals a day is essential, and drink plenty of water, at least a couple of litres a day would be key. Enjoy your food. Eat slowly is my key tip on that as well, because people often eat too quickly, because we live in a fast-paced, rushing around lifestyle, eat on the go, and because we eat quickly, we don't digest properly, because it's saliva that we get from chewing our food that helps us digest it, and if we eat quickly, we've not given our brain time to go, actually I'm full with what you've already given me. The longer we take to eat, the more chance there is for this to go, actually I'm full. Often people can eat a meal and still be hungry afterwards just because they haven't digested it in time. Yeah? So, chew your food, eat slowly. The slower you eat, the better. And then it allows people to have smaller portions too and feel satisfied for it. Step 4, essential supplements for weight reduction. There's some key supplements that are really key. And I might just list a few slides here. Most people are running on empty and feeling tired and lethargic and lacking in vitality and energy to actually start this plan. which is why I recommend the cleanse. Gets people going, because at least they've got the vitality to start eating better, choosing better meals, cooking meals, because most people haven't got the energy left to cook a meal in the evening. I'm so tired, it's quick and easy to do that. The detox gives you the energy, the enthusiasm to want to do the right things. I personally believe that our bodies are more valuable than the most expensive sports car you can imagine.
It's true.
Yet many people are spending more time and effort and care over their car than they are their personal bodies. What happens if we put diesel in a petrol car?
I'll stay.
It's expensive.
Oh,
Sorry to bring that up, Dave, but, and literally, people are doing this with their bodies. They're putting the wrong fuel in and expecting it to perform really well. We put oil in the car. We make sure we give it the right amount of water. The MOT. We give it an MOT every year. We legally have to make sure it's roadworthy and there's no kind of dangers and there's no repairs that need to take place. It'd be really good that we did that on our body a couple of times a year. And there's an analysis I'm going to talk about later that helps do that. Our body needs all of these things on a daily basis to function well. It needs air, water, nutrition, minerals, vitamins, and a whole array of them. Antioxidants, proteins, carbohydrates, good fats, enzymes, phytonutrients, exercise, and that nice one at the end, rest as well. It needs all of those things every single day. But can we guarantee that we get that, all of those every day? I don't know the best dietitian, who can guarantee 100% they've got all the vitamins and minerals from the meals that they've prepared that day to make sure their body's needs are met. And do we get our nutrition from our food? Unfortunately not. We can't trust the food industry now to supply us with nutrients. Why? Because of processed foods. It strips a lot of the goodness out of our nutrition. You can see a lot of the minerals that stripped through processing of things like breads and cereals and what have you. And unfortunately, modern day farming is very different from how it used to be, and modern day farming strips the nutrition from the soil. There's a bigger population to meet the demands with now, and there's growing pressure on farmers to get the most from their land and their soil because of supermarkets and price being squeezed, etc., which is leading to over-farming. It's not that long ago there'd be crop rotation going on. Fields would be left to rest and fallow and to build up the nutrition again. And there was an Earth Summit report done 20 years ago now that showed over 100 years that there was a 72% loss of minerals in the soil in Europe. And Africa, Asia, America, South America, I think Australia is one of the lowest, but still over 50% loss of minerals in the soil. And we're only as healthy as the soil beneath our feet. That's where we get our nutrition from, and where the animals get their nutrition from that we may eat or may not eat. So the soil is essential, and lots of evidence that zinc is actually low levels now in our soil. Just one mineral, but many, many others are low. And then we've got the food industry. We're shipping in food from all around the world because it's cost effective. It's more profitable for the companies in this country to buy in food from other countries at a cheaper price and sell it for a high profit. And apparently we all demand all vegetables and fruit all year round, strawberries in winter, etc., etc. And so food is shipped from around the world, and the moment the apple is picked from the tree is the moment it starts to lose nutrition. Ideally, if we want good nutrition and energy from our nutrition, then we need to pick it as soon as we can. But that's difficult, practically. I still buy some food from supermarkets. And I'm a real kind of health freak. Yes, I am. Okay. I wasn't earlier. I was a bit lying there. That's me, and I'm still not getting it all local. So food is shipped for a long time. It's kept in cold storage, not just for a few days, but weeks and even months before we actually end up eating it. And then we cook it, and that cooks some goodness out of it too. And hey, so there's a real case why we all need supplements. And when you choose supplements, it's really important to find organic ones that are tested to make sure there's no pesticides and chemicals, because if you're taking something healthy that's doing some good, you don't want all the chemicals that are in a lot of supplements these days. Supermarkets, certain health food shops that are really cheap supplements often are synthetic and have chemicals in them. Children's supplements and vitamins can have sweeteners in them and colourings in them. and it's probably giving them more ill health than not taking it. So take high quality ones, it's worth the investment. There's 3 that I'm going to say are really essential with regards to a weight reduction program. The first one is protein. Protein first thing in the morning is essential. Protein in ancient Greek means proton, which means first, which means primary. Yeah, it's first. Literally, if you put protein in your body within an hour of waking up, preferably 20 minutes, and an easily absorbed one, then you will stop and reduce significantly sugar cravings. Because there's nothing worse than someone saying, you know, I'm going on a nutrition plan, I'm going to focus on reducing the weight, and your body's screaming out for sugar. And having sugar cravings, either to do with cycle, monthly cycle, or just ups and downs. I used to have them. Energy kind of boosts and then feel crashes and feel tired and crave sugar or caffeine to give me another kick again. When you get protein first thing in the morning, it stops that roller coaster ride throughout the day and feeling shattered at the end of it. Gets control of your sugar cravings, balances your blood sugar levels. You will get more energy the day you start using it, which is very much needed if you've got an exercise plan too. And you take it first thing in the morning. It's wheat-free, gluten-free, yeast-free, dairy-free. It's a vegetarian source of protein. It's a health protein. It's not a protein that's got muscles on the packet and it's going to suddenly bulge your biceps. It's about getting the body chemistry right and feeding the nutrition the body needs. So that's the first one, protein first thing in the morning. Omega-3, good essential fats. I just want to kind of dispel the low-fat myth. It's the biggest myth there is out there, is low fat. And people are buying low fat products that are often laden with sugar. And the unfortunate thing that people now are avoiding fat is that they're not getting this, which is the good fats. Why do we need good fats in our diet? Well, again, it helps to balance our blood sugar levels, but it will reduce your fat cravings. If your body has got the nutrition it needs, it stops searching for more. People are often overeating on the search for nutrition that the food hasn't got. When you put the nutrition in the body, it stops craving more of it and puts you back in control of your appetite again. It improves concentration and memory, which is really helpful when we need to remember what foods are the good foods to eat and what our exercise plans are. It turns on the fat burning gene, the lipolytic gene, and it turns off the fat storing gene, the lipogenic gene. It's pretty powerful. And if you take a lot a day, it's also been known to really help with body fat reduction. In fact, Ashley was just telling me this today, a success story with someone.
Yeah, she said about my mum had tested it, hadn't we, for a week, and she'd been taking, what was it, 9?
Well, I just said normally, well, normally, you know, how I eat, but to actually just, you know, if I took, no, but was I took up to 9, is that, and I lost 5 pounds just by taking that for a week.
And you hadn't changed your nutrition?
No, I didn't change it at all. Just did everything.
We hadn't been exercising that week.
No, I hadn't been exercising because I didn't feel very well. But wow. Yeah, so.
And over how long was that?
That was a week.
You're kidding?
No.
Okay. That's a really great result.
Mm.
So you really went with it for 9.
Yeah. I just wanted to see. Well,
especially with the new ones, because they're stronger, aren't they?
Yeah. Did it affect you at all?
No,
4 a day would be really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And think about that alongside other good things as well.
4 tablets a day.
Yeah, 4 fish oils.
Yeah.
At the very least have 2, because 2 is going to give your body the nutrition it needs to stop the cravings. Okay? And the other one to take is food enzymes. Because of quick eating, because of people not chewing properly, because a lot of the food is lacking in enzymes, people can be eating a healthy diet, but if they're not able to digest that good diet, they're not going to get the goodness from it. So when you take food enzymes, it helps your body digest what you are eating. It maximises the nutrition that you get from your supplements. And I've just certainly seen that by introducing food enzymes into the plan, people get better results than those who don't. So consider adding those as your 3.